Hi, I'm Liam Dillon. I'm a trained chef. I've worked in Michelin-starred establishments in my career. In 2017, I purchased the boat, and this channel is all about showing you behind the scenes what we do, our versus events, our recipes, the micro farm, and all the things that go into running a restaurant. Subscribe, follow our journey, and I hope you enjoy the video. Welcome back to the Boat Kitchen. We are going to get into doing a risotto, not just any risotto, delicious, creamy crab risotto. From the last videos we did, we showed you how to break down a crab. So we're going to use that crab meat in this recipe. You can change what you're going to put in there. It doesn't have to be crab, it could be a mushroom, it could be pea, it could be anything you want. But this is how we're going to do it today, and the recipe and everything is going to be in the description. So make sure you check it out afterwards. Let's get cracking. Right, so we'll start off the risotto with garlic. We're going to use shallot, sweat it all down in some butter, and then we're going to use beautiful sparkling wine from Pattingham in Wolverhampton. Arborio rice, a short grain arborio rice, not washed. One of the crucial elements of a good risotto is not washing the short grain rice because you want the starch. Anyway, we'll get on to that. So we've got the brown crab meat from the crabs for the risotto, and then we're going to use a little bit of mussel stock and some chicken stock in the base, and then going to finish it with mascarpone, parmesan, and some chopped chives. So we'll start off with chopping the garlic, peel the banana shallots. Beautiful bay leaf again. I can't not cook without bay leaf, to be honest, in time. Nice rough chop of garlic. First press rapeseed oil because that's what we like to use, and then we're going to use probably about 25 grams butter, and then we're going to go in with the aromats. Garlic, 1.5 shallots. We'll get that sweating down nice and gently. Nice pinch of Maldon, just to help sweating that down, starting that seasoning. Just start to build that flavour profile. I haven't been one to use a lot of pepper, but more recently I'm adding pepper. I see I'm adding peppers to things. And let the shallot absorb the butter and the oil. And then when the pan gets a bit hotter, we're going to put the rice in. We're going to toast the rice off before we put in the wine. And we're not going to use anything metal when we're making risotto. Nice spatula, just so you're not breaking down the grains of rice. Shallots start to become cooked, they're translucent. So now we have a nice dry-ish pan. We can start to put the rice in. So we're just going to let that just roast the grains a little bit, just if it is to seal them, and just we start to absorb that first bit of alcohol. Right, so that's been just toasting off the rice. It's starting to crackle and starting to get nice and hot. So now we're going to add the wine in, just a nice glass of wine. I just want to kind of cover the rice, and then it can reduce down as a starting point. Or you can drink it. So just adding that flavour, lovely sweetness from the wine. It's always good to add a little bit of wine to the cooking. And there's no harm in opening a bottle of wine to use the. So once that's absorbed, and you can even see as early as this, you can see it's a kind of creaminess coming from the rice. And then we're going to start to add the mussel stock. It's going to intensify that seafood flavour. And it's almost like you're making a roux or bechamel. You want to start adding the liquid nice and slowly. Every addition needs to come to the boil. As you pull your spatula through the rice, you need to kind of hold there. If you're pulling it across and there's liquid there, don't add the next bit. You're just slowly adding it. And then we'll go in with the brown crab meat and then carry on finishing it. You can hear it in the pan as you're stirring it in, you're stirring this liquid in, and the grains are hitting the side of the pan, you can hear them, like ting, 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 ting. You know they're nowhere near ready. And then that was calm, and then as you're stirring it, you won't hear that noise as it's starting to absorb the liquid and starting to cook through.
What's the best risotto you've ever had?
The best risotto I've ever had is actually, probably a mushroom and truffle risotto was the best one I had. Just the depth and the earthiness of all the mushrooms, and then the truffle just finish it. It's just amazing, yeah. I think making a nice risotto, there's so many different opinions of how risotto should be, and so I think people are a bit apprehensive of doing it because they're not too sure how the real recipe is supposed to be or how it's supposed to look. There's so many terrible risottos out there, I think, but just give it a go, just try it, and just get good rice, good ingredients, and it will shine. I think a good risotto is just making sure you get as much flavour into it as possible. Being just not al dente but just cooked. I prefer it to be more cooked than al dente. A lot of people say no, it's got to be al dente, or I want it to be a little bit more. again, it's personal preference, isn't it? That's what it's all about. Cooking is all about having your own stamp on things. So if you're going to get judged for how you like stuff, then it takes the fun out of it. It's starting to, you can start to see the outside of the grains starting to like soften, go more translucent, and that's when it's starting to cook through. You can see in the pan it's starting to get that kind of creaminess to it. In a previous video we broke down the crab, and we're going to use that crab meat in this risotto now. So this is the brown crab meat. We've blended that down from the head meat, just blended it down. So brown crab's gone in. We still have the white crab to fold in towards the end, so we'll fold a little bit in, then we'll put some on to finish it as well. So we're just checking now to see how far off those grains are. You can see it, so how creamy that is already starting to become. All the grains are quite separate as well. It's not just turned to mush, but they've just started to swell up, and they've taken on all of the liquid we're putting in there, the stock, mussel stock, chicken stock, and then that brown crab as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out of this pan, and we're going to finish a portion. Almost what you do if you're doing a batch at home. So if you like it spicy, add some chili to it. If you want it any other way, you want it totally vegetarian, keep it vegetarian. You can use vegetable stock, or you want to take fish, you make fish stock. Spoon, mascarpone. Creamy, creamy, creamy. So we want creamy rice, creamy liquid. Going to help lovely butteriness, umptuous, you know. Just loading it up. Same with the cheese, adding the parmesan at the end. Not too much. We're not making a cheese risotto, so we're just going to finish it. And again, at this point, it's very important that because you know that rice is cooked, you're not bashing it around with a metal spoon. You've got a lovely plastic, delicate spoon in there. So we have our white crab. So just a nice spoonful of white crab. Roll that through. Try that. Bit more salt. And then we're going to finish with some nice chopped chives. And you don't want it really dry if you're making a traditional risotto. You want it almost not to hold its own weight, just to sink and just to sit. And as you shake it, it should have a nice wobble to it. Ready to plate. Right, we'll finish with some more. Just because we can, we have it. White crab. That's it, that is the Boats crab risotto. Simple risotto, finished with beautiful crab meat. And if you like it, let me know. If you don't, let me know. If you want to try and change it, adapt it, do it, and let me know how you get on. But yeah, don't forget to check out the crab breaking down video, but also enjoy. Mega. So good. Simple. It is too dry. It is too dry. You make it too dry.